All right, everybody, welcome back to this hour. Oh man, that was an interesting one. So, Ollie, always making everything interesting. Stalbor, you dive down. Sorry, Luca, you dive down there into the water, looking around what you can see with your total of a 19 perception check, and you're able to find a whole bunch of different things, many belongings that belong to Kieran and Stalbar. As a matter of fact, you're able to gather them up if you want to. I know that's not your focus right now. Your focus is looking for Stalbor. Unfortunately, you don't find Stalbor. You find tattered bits of Stalbor's robes, that crimson red color. But you don't find. I mean, that explosion was massive enough to destroy an entire ship, and he was literally holding it. You don't find remains of Stalbor.
So at first, I'm obviously down there looking for him specifically, and after I realize that it doesn't seem like he is here, and the worst might have even happened, but I'm not coming to terms with that yet. I will grab the things that are directly near me and swim back to the ship, trying to get both Reich and Kieran to help me look for Stalbor.
Absolutely.
I
think I'm still unconscious.
Yeah.
Or no?
I have the rope waiting for you when you come back.
Hey, Kieran, help look for Stalbor. Kieran, wake up.
Kieran, get up.
Stop napping.
Time has passed.
Eric, health check. Or
I made sure you were alive.
medicine check.
Let's see.
I love when Eric's like leaning into the screen. His face is down here. He's like,
Why don't you STFU, all right? I start stuffing like bits of wood into her wounds. That'll stop it up, right?
he's like, she's an air creature.
Wait, does someone have lightning?
All right, Kieran, Constitution save. This is your second chance to try to wake up. He got the first one. Okay.
Hey.
Absolutely. And you you kind of like, again, you finish cough up that last little bit that's inside there, and you finally, your consciousness comes back about, not because like, you know, you were like had this sheer will to wake up because you felt the necessity in this moment. It's because Reich was being so annoying. It literally like brought Kieran to ire enough to make her get up.
Can you just shut up for like once?
I just look at her like kind of desperately, very.
I mean, I kind of like look around and kind of like gather my surroundings a little bit.
Your surroundings are inside of a
from the
room that has like the wood planks holding water that's still kind of splashing into your ship, but your ship is fucking destroyed. You're in the lowest deck.
Like, where's Luca? Where's Stalbor?
Luca is looking for Stalbor. I look over at the side of the ship where I see Luca returning without Stalbor, and I look back and I say,
No, Luca, you can sense magical auras, right?
Luca will say,
Luca's not around you. You more or less, you make your way to the top of the ship yourself, where he's kind of like, they're helping him pull things up or whatever, because Reich had abandoned the post that he originally said he was going to be at to go downstairs and get you, right? So you do go up there, and then you're able to see Luca. It's not like he's right there down below with you. But go ahead. Luca,
Right.
you can.
and Luca's gonna be like, that's gonna take 10 minutes. We don't have the time. We need to find
It takes you
Stalbor.
10 minutes. It doesn't take you. You can't do it faster than that?
No.
All right, well, let's look.
You guys start going to look for him. Searching around, trying to find him. You know, his stuff and her stuff kind of like thrown about on the deck of the ship as you pulled it up. The three of you, I imagine all of you go diving into the water or grabbing spots where you can try to look about here and there. Kieran, of course, having the greatest sight out of all of you
I was
because
going to assume Kieran fucking flies over the water.
Yeah.
cast fly over. She's the greatest out of all of you.
No, I have a swim speed.
Well, but beyond that, you also can see through certain tiers of vision
that too.
obscuring.
is it nighttime at this
Also,
point?
Yeah.
if anyone has a potion on them, I'll take it.
Luke
Like,
has been
I'll
doing
say-
all this in darkness. Well, and you know, it's the ocean with stars, so it's actually not dark. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. I would just say guys, I can see through water. I can swim through it faster than you can. If you have any potions on you.
Luca is
Yeah.
literally standing there in his undergarments. Like, you check my stuff. I have one with my stuff.
There's probably a bunch of potions laying in the water. I had like 7 on me.
No,
So I won't worry about that now, Scott. I'll just look.
I imagine those potions are gone.
So the potions, anything glass is destroyed.
Yeah.
But you do go looking through like the stuff that's in the pile or whatever. But one of the things that you notice is that the book, as you like go to touch it, Luca didn't notice it before because he was too busy, desperate, moving things around. When you touched the book, it glowed a little bit, and like you moved it over, and like as you let go, it stopped glowing.
Which book is this?
The book that was given to Stalbor as a gift when he was in the bar.
You saw it, but we were very drunk.
Ah. This only works on one person at a time, right, Scott? Would Kira know that?
The intelligence, read it to get a +2 to intelligence, is once every 100 years.
Yeah, once every 100 years.
I told you.
Can I make? I know she. Can I make it on contract to try to figure out if that means he's dead or not?
Do you like open up the book and like try to like look through it, make an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't think that one thing has to do with the other at all. However,
Okay,
as you like open up the book and you're like kind of like moving through it or whatever, you see that the pages themselves are starting to glow. Runes in them are starting to glow. As a matter of fact, as you're kind of like looking through it and trying to like think, eventually the book literally lifts off of your hands.
Okay.
And it's actually floating there in the sky, in the air. This gets you guys' attention. Again, your crew is frantically trying to save other crew members of yours that are dying or the ship from sinking. So like they're not paying attention.
You know what? I'm gonna channel magic into it because I feel like it's just innate to me. So I'm just gonna put some of that in there.
Lightning bolt.
No, not that. Not that.
Please no.
More like my sorcery points, like that innate pool of magic I have. Just kind of like
And
try to feed it a little bit.
Sure. So you like try to push magic into the book. The book glows brighter, and immediately runes start to appear on the ground around this thing. A whole bunch of arcane runes start to appear on the ground in a circle, forming all around this area. As these arcane runes spread out and become more and more prevalent, all of a sudden you start to see the wood itself seems to come to life. The air in this area smells different. There's a sweetness to it of like oils or perfumes or colognes and whatnot, but at the same time there's this scent of like being inside woods, like being inside of a forest, not a swamp like you just were in, but like inside of like a forest, but like an old forest, where things here have been growing for thousands of years. You know what I mean? Almost like an undisturbed kind of nature cleanliness is coming off of it. And you can see the wood all around this area where the runes are seems to gain its life back. I mean, this is dead wood that's been chopped up and honed into a brand new ship. So the wood's relatively new, but has been cured and it seems to like regain its life in this area. And then all of a sudden the book starts to like eep out a type of mist, a type of almost like sands, like it's such a fine powder that comes out. It looks like smoke, and as that fine powder starts to come out and fill up the area around you, it starts to swirl and swirl, thicker and thicker and thicker, coming together, and it starts to form something in front of you. It takes a bit of time, but eventually you're able to see the form that it's taking is that of a person. It's humanoid, and after a bit more time, what eventually is standing before you, buck naked, is Stalbor.
Luca literally hugs the fuck out of
I don't know.
Stalbor.
Are you
Is
guys there?
Talbot conscious?
Stalbor is now standing there, remembering the looking at the gem, looking down, being like, "Oh, and then like the explosion happening. And then remembers kind of like blinking and feeling like seeing his friends looking there before him and feeling a cold draft down his backside and looking down his own front side.
He knows what it feels like to be naked. Come on. So yeah, he just is hugged.
Yeah.
He's very, and because Luca's hugging you, he just gives Kieran a very confused look, which probably is
She's holding the book and she's kind of like, I don't know.
It's cold in here.
I find clothes somewhere in the broken ship that's taken out of water.
Probably clothes. There's like at least some
They're wet.
pants. Yeah.
Throw a blanket on top of him.
So,
He'll put like, I imagine, just random pants on and just be like, okay, what happened?
Everything exploded. Can you fix the ship? Because you have mending.
Oh god.
Out of game, you have mending.
she's like, everything's broken.
Mending is
Can you
not
fix the
gonna
ship?
fix the ship.
No, it's not, but it's gonna help.
He looks around and is just like, no.
Enough to keep us afloat till we can get to safety.
That I can probably do.
Or be drowned.
And then I
Die.
do this, and then my hands come back without a book.
I hand you the book.
Oh.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
This isn't my spell book, Kieran. Is it?
Oh. Luca, cast that spell we were talking about before, please.
So Luca, after hugging Stalbor, and then Stalbor starts to get dressed, he like lays back like exhausted. He's just literally laying on the ship, just like trying to get his second wind. And you're like, Luca, cast that spell, and he's like, okay. Scott, does Luca need the spellbook of Odette to do this?
No.
Yeah. All right. He starts casting detect magic. It's gonna take him 11 minutes or whatever it is. But
What's the point of the detect magic? What are you trying to find?
To
I
look for
don't have a
spell
spell
book.
book.
Oh.
Yeah, I figured this bit out.
Yeah, right.
A little while ago.
The items
Well,
the items that were saved from the explosion were the ones
the
that
ones
were
I
inside
grabbed.
the extra dimensional space. The thing holding the extra dimensional space got destroyed, which is why other
have
things were
spellbook.
spilled out. So, yeah.
So- While Luke is doing that, I will actually give Stalbert a hug and say, please stop dying.
I don't try to die, not anymore.
Was Stalbor's hole still there?
Oh
Just
yeah,
curious.
there's like a freaking big hole with like horrible, gross black
But he's
spirals
still
coming out of
there
it.
now that his bodies are made.
Oh,
essentially.
true. Question.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Question.
Scott, am I
The
still
damn-
gross?
So actually, you come back. The way that you come back is exactly as your form was the first time you ever touched the book physically, which, if I remember correctly, was
the
before.
hole. But
Yeah.
I'm still pale. And
Well, you're still
gross.
Stalbor. I mean, you're still.
I'm still Stalbor, but there's
Yeah.
no hole. So yeah, I imagine like you pull back from the hug and press where the hole is, and then I do the same thing. It's like, oh, I was just getting used to it.
Okay.
Just please stop.
I'll try harder not to die next time.
Thank you. That's all I'm asking for.
For you, Kieran, I'll put in the effort.
Aw.
So.
Yeah,
The-
Luca's going to gather his stuff from his room after doing the spell. I'm assuming that's where, because you saying that the spell that I don't find his book.
So you use the spell to do what exactly?
Find his
You were
spell
using
book.
detect magic to see if his spell book. Or
I knew
any
that,
type of
and
spell-
I said
yeah.
fail.
Yeah, it failed. So then after that, I'm going to like my room, which was on the other side of the ship.
I don't think you remember how the ship works. Your room was not on the other side of the ship. It's just a lower level.
Oh, I thought it was on the other side. Oh no, I see it now. Yeah, my bad. I'm looking at the picture.
So luckily for you, your room was 2 floors down. He was standing on top of Kieran's room, and so therefore you were like there was a ceiling, a room, a floor, which was also a ceiling, a room, a floor. Then your room, which was I think 12A or something like that. So
Luca starts running down the ship, and about halfway there, like you could see his eyes wide, and he starts running back, and he comes running back to toward where the group was. He's like, Kieran, where's En? And then he looks back toward where En's room is, which is on the opposite side of the ship, correct?
Yeah. Wait, which room? I'm sorry. One more time.
Where En had all of the...
Yeah, her room is on the other side of the ship. So actually, you're... all of that stuff, like her room's still locked up, and that one's been untouched because it's like the other side of the ship or whatever. But yeah, go ahead.
So I look over at that room and like I realize, okay, that's all good. Family heirlooms and stuff. Those are all good. So I take a deep breath and I'm just like, I look around and immediately just start trying to help anyone who needs help.
If you immediately start trying to help, as a matter of fact, the person that gives you something to do is herself. You know what I mean? So, Ji-En will say, Luca, I'm glad that you're all okay, but this ship is going to sink if we can't get the outside of it patched up. You need to start fixing that. And what the hell happened? Where did this come from?
We'll discuss that after.
Luca,
Yep.
find me Odette's spellbook.
He'll go to his room, I guess. Go running back down to his room now.
I'll at least be able to do something.
Yeah.
Pretty much your room was blown the fuck up, but everything in your room is still there. So your room and Reich's room, which are adjacent to one another, all of your belongings are still there. It's just those rooms are destroyed. They're disheveled. So you have to like search for things. Luckily with Detect Magic makes things light. He's like, oh, there's it. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Oh, there it is. And you can find out where the item is quickly. And you can get it to Stalbor.
Yeah, I wouldn't have mending. Actually, I was just looking up how cantrips work in comparison to spellbook, but I'd at least feel a little more comfortable having a spellbook as a wizard.
Yeah.
So I would try and help, but only with like glue this to this, blah blah blah, tie this way.
Okay. So you guys do everything that you can to do everything that you can to stop the ship from sinking.
Luca, we can both shape water, by the way.
Yeah, I would be doing that after. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would be helping him with that.
Removing water from the ship.
Okay, and so you're literally doing that, like taking the water like and throwing it from the ship. Maybe even at some point in time throwing up patches of ice to like stop more from coming in or whatever, right? So
like one of us is probably like throwing the water up, the other one's quickly ice, the other one's just throwing it up quickly ice.
And you guys,
according to this, which is vague, I think I still have my cantrips. So after a while, I'd kind of work out the equivalent sort of spell that was in Odette's spellbook.
Oh yeah, cantrips. You don't need a
Yeah, I didn't know whether you lost it. I know you don't need it to cast it. I just didn't know whether you lost the ability to cast it, but you don't. So I would do mending and stuff.
Cantrips are the simple spells you know so intrinsically well that you can do them regardless.
Yeah, I just didn't know whether you needed the book on you as a wizard, but you don't. So
okay, so
mending eventually.
So you do what you need to do to get the job done. You go and cast your spells, and you stop the ship from sinking. The closest harbor actually is not... Oh, let me open this back up. My apologies. This is map of Eberron.
You want to throw that up for us too? Like, or throw it in the chat or something?
I have a trillion times. It's on the Obsidian Portal.
Well, maybe you should make it a handout.
Or it is a handout in the Obsidian Portal.
But the Roll20 that we all have open when we play this game. Every other DM makes the map a handout.
Do you know why I don't do that, honestly? Because I can give you the link as a handout, but the map that I use is too large that as a handout, you'll see this tiny little dinky thing. You can't see like what it is, but here you go.
That's a good reason.
That is the map. All right, now looking at the
one I have on my computer.
So you guys were at New Throne. You're actually not very far from Adderport. Which is again in Kabara, which is on the east coast. You're not very far from Adderport by the time like when this explosion and everything happens. You have to like drift to get to it, but it's something that you could accomplish in a couple of days. As for one of the other bits of bad news, the gem that contains the bound elemental is severely cracked. It's one of those things where it's giving off crazy sparks and stuff like that. It's
still mending. I can still fix it.
What bound elemental?
The one that's inside. Oh,
The ship
it's the
does not have
wheel.
that
That's
built.
right. That's right. So
Yeah.
my apologies. The wheel. That's what I meant to say. The wheel that you use, the helm, because of where the explosion happened, the helm was actually still around. It's still like there.
Yeah.
You know, it got thrown to the side, but it's all like beat the shit out of it and stuff like that.
Flying chunk of ship
So-
crashed into the side of it.
So it's one of those things where mending would be able to put it physically back together for the purpose
It
of
can't
mundane
replace
use.
the magic, but it can still fix magical items. It straight up says.
Yes. Yeah. No. I
But
get
you
that.
probably want to put it. You probably want to take it back to the shop when we get the dock.
So
But,
the issue is not necessarily that you can whether or not you can repair the item. It's all the other things that it connects to allow the magic to flow easily through the ship. Not all those are there, right? And Star Wars doesn't have the means to do that. But you can get the ship moving and listing, and probably within 3 days you can get your way to Adderport if that's your unless you intend to go straight back to New Throne. Like, no, fuck it, we're gonna go straight back to New Throne. We need to handle this.
How damaged is the ship and how far away is New Throne?
With your current state. Sorry, 1 second. With your current state, getting back to New Throne would probably take you a week and a half. Because
Really? Okay.
your mast is one of your masts
Yeah.
is lost, another one's cracked, and if it takes too much wind, it could likely.
Whereas we have the current with us to kind of drift to Adderport.
All right.
I
Adderport
guess.
Okay. So you guys are going to make your drifting way to Adderport. Now, we kind of have to go over a few details as you're making your way over there. I'm trying to load up information I didn't have up before. There was a lot of losses that happened because of what had happened. Share it with me. Where is my... where's Bowl of the Sea? Bowl of the Sea.
Bowl of the Sea.
Oh, hush. So, when you guys go and see what crew is left, first of all, because of where their rooms were, and they're not as nimble because their rooms are between, like, say, Kieran's and Reich and Stalbor's, your first and second mate, Aramar and Savalum, Aramar is dead. That's your first mate.
Oh, no, I liked him.
Yeah, I know. Making
He was a
Savalum...
stand-up chap.
who's still alive, because that was the one that was the acting person when this all went down and was aware of what was going on because Reich had given a heads up.
Is the young girl okay? The like 16-year-old, 14-year-old.
Yeah, the cook.
Yeah.
No,
the
not,
cook.
well, he's cares about the
She
cook.
wasn't the cook, no.
All he's referring to
No, I'm
Mia
saying no, I know. I'm saying and the cook.
or Maya.
She's wicked dead.
Maya is actually okay. She was resting in the bottom deck and everything.
Yay!
So
We like Maya.
So Savalum's okay. What is it? Lilian is sadly your lookout at that time has passed. Deckhand Zenaf has passed. Reich is okay, and Yelphus, the human, is okay. As I said, Aramart is dead. Which one of the drow died? Where are you? The Legoska, the one whose name I can't pronounce because it's a drow name. It's a Litzgossika. I knew it when I wrote it, but now I can't say it. Litzgossika. That drow has unfortunately passed away, and pretty much everybody across the board has injuries. Okay. As for the chef, William, if you roll a D100 and you roll a 71 or higher, he's perfectly fine. If you roll
no.
51 or higher, he's
No.
alive.
Can I
If
use
you
an
roll
action
a
point?
41 or higher, he's barely alive. A 40 or lower, he's dead.
Can I use an action point?
Yes, but it'll be a D10.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
So you said a 40 or lower and he's dead, right?
You have to roll a 10 on a D10 with your action point. Speaking of action points,
no.
there was one more went to Luca and one more went to Kieran, just so you know.
Oh no!
Oh,
So your beloved halfling there is dead. DED dead.
Oh,
Takes
so
that.
beloved we didn't know his name.